Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for standing by. Welcome to today's webinar, Student Records Digitization Best Practices, How to Digitize Student Records and Improve Services Through All Phases of the Student Experience. During the presentation, all participants will be in a listen-only mode. Should you wish to ask a question during the presentation, please use the chat feature located in the left-hand corner of your screen. As a reminder, this conference is being recorded. At this time, I would like to pass control over to our speaker for today, Franz Gangel. Franz?
Thank you, Matt. Hello, everyone. Canadian education is improving student experience through digitization. Imagine that tomorrow the dean sent you a letter which stated that in an effort to reduce costs, your department will be levied a fee per square foot of office space. A quick estimate puts you and suggests that you will not have the budget to cover the additional expense. Where will the budget come from? How could you change to cover those increases? Imagine that your faculty is dealing with reduced domestic enrollment and is pursuing online and international students to address the challenge. Your faculty has a lot to offer, but you wonder how you can be more competitive. In this webinar, you will learn how digitizing student information can help you improve your student experience and more. This is part one of a two-part series for higher education. Be sure to join us on March 14th from noon to 1 p.m., where we address specific needs around admissions workflow automation. Don't miss it. Colleges and universities face stiff competition and high expectations around the student experience. Yet many institutions are still challenged by legacy systems and processes. Often inconsistent and highly manual, old-school ways of managing student records prevent schools from achieving their full potential for operational speed and efficiency and overall student experience. Among the most common challenges we see are disjointed paper and electronic workflows that create processing delays and security risks, plus disparate departmental systems that hinder communication. We see inability to support information mobility and meet growing student demand for a streamlined, high-tech customer experience. Virtually every school continually seeks to improve its overall student experience. While many factors can help or hurt the student experience, the way that you capture, extract, populate, connect, and share information can be one of the most important. Consider the following questions. How are you currently managing student records at every stage of the life cycle? What records management processes still rely heavily on paper and/or human intervention? Which content management processes are not fully integrated? Most schools face information management challenges at every stage of the student records life cycle, from recruitment and admissions processes to management of active students' academic, financial, and personal information to ongoing communications after students move on. That's because many institutions still rely on siloed systems and a patchwork of processes. Consider, how do you manage campaigns to recruit prospective students and/or engage alumni? How do you capture, route, and track the diverse pieces of information you receive during admissions? How do you integrate legacy, paper-based records to support communications to alumni and former students? Many colleges and universities operate not as an enterprise, but as a collection of individual departments. That can create challenges around bringing information together and making it available to students, faculty, and staff. What are your challenges in terms of linking information and enhancing communications across departments? Do your processes still require paper and/or manual data entry? If so, how? How might an automated interdepartmental workflow help improve process costs and delays?
So at this point, we'd just like to do a quick polling question. Approximately what percentage of your student records are digital today? Please go ahead and respond. I see the responses rolling in. We'll just give everyone about 20 seconds here. Great, it looks like we have responses from most people, so I'll just skip to the results. So the majority, or I guess 37% of people selected 75%, and we've got an even number of people selecting each of 50, 25, and 0%, with no one 100% digital today. Back to you, Franz.
Thanks, Matt. So it seems that everyone can identify a gap in their digitization strategy. And so let's talk about how you can address these challenges. A records management solution can help your college or university address these challenges through the digitization of student records. An effective records management solution should be specifically designed for higher education. The core elements of a records management solution for higher education include information capture, information processing, backfile conversion of existing electronic and paper documents, and the flexibility to provide the solution as a software solution alone or as a complete managed service. These core elements advance your ability to capture, integrate, route, and manage data and documents, enhancing information management, information mobility, and student experience at every stage of the student life cycle. Look for a partner with a comprehensive portfolio. A comprehensive records management solution for higher education delivers services that allow you to go paperless by capturing information, digitizing forms, and organizing documents into an electronic filing system for easy integration, searching, and retrieval. Integrate with existing systems, seamlessly extracting, populating, and integrating information with line of business applications, student information systems, and learning management systems. And a comprehensive records management solution includes the ability to perform backfile conversion, and that is scanning and indexing of large backlogs of physical records with digitized documents automatically loaded into an enterprise content management system or delivered to you via physical or electronic media. Now let's take a closer look at the elements of a records management solution for higher education. First off, many in higher education will benefit from the cost reduction that accrues from eliminating paper records. You'll need to scan paper documents. Scanning is a labor-intensive process that often involves pre-sorting, removing staples and clips, and taping small documents to standard-sized pages. You'll need a dedicated document scanner or a good multifunctional device, preferably one that scans both sides at the same time. And you'll need scanning software to complete the process. For student records, we have found that for every 1 hour of scanning, 3 hours of preparation are required. Before you start scanning, decide what you will do with the documents after you've scanned them. Will you keep them or will you shred them? Many organizations that decide to keep the documents after digitizing wonder why they ever kept them. They end up destroying the paper after all and only use the electronic record. If you are doing the work yourself, a good software solution like Kodak Capture Pro or Nuance AutoStore can help reduce the labor required by automating the classification of documents by type, removing blank pages, de-skewing, and automatically rotating pages. If you have an enterprise content management system, investigate if it already comes with scanning software. If doing the work yourself seems daunting, consider having an outside company do the work for you. Either way, choose a solution that provides optical character recognition, or OCR, so that the scanned documents can be text searchable. While you're at it, import electronic records, such as data files, PDF files, office documents, or other records that you had previously digitized. But why scan documents if you don't have to? You may be using a digital form as part of your work processes today. If so, ensure that you are able to convert the output of that form and store it as a digital record. If you're not yet digitizing forms, or if you find your existing form system too IT intensive or expensive or difficult to use, consider implementing a web-based forms management solution such as Laserfiche Forms. With the digital form, paper is never created in the first place. It is digitally born and digitally archived. No scanning is required. Also, the form responds to the user's inputs so that only the fields that are required to be entered are displayed. Input values are validated in real time against your student information system or against pre-established rules so that only the correct data is input. Since the form submitter is filling in the form, no manual indexing is required. The form may also provide digital signatures and uploading of supporting documents, such as proof of identification, curriculum, and transcripts. Where should you store the scanned paper, imported electronic files, and digital forms? We suggest storing all this content in a shared repository or an enterprise content management system, such as Laserfiche. A good enterprise content management system is easy to use with a familiar organizational structure. It should be secure, allowing only authorized users to access specific content and be secured down to the document and even word level. Make sure that a scanned document cannot be altered once stored. To ensure accurate electronic filing, the enterprise content management should automate common manual filing processes, such as folder creation, folder naming, and document naming. The system should detect duplicate records and validate for the completeness of a file. Finally, the system should be able to link documents together. For example, linking a student application with the transcript. While a Windows-based filing system will let you search by the folder or document name, an enterprise content management system lets you search by many more fields than that. For example, you can search by the type of document, the student's first name and last name, the student number, student information system ID, graduation year, and program series. Fields can be shared across document types and collected into logical groups called templates. It's important to secure the field data so that only authorized users can see or alter field information to prevent tampering once the documents are recorded. An enterprise content management system can automate repetitive work processes, such as admissions, credit transfer, and tenuring. Field and templates are critical values to automate these processes. And finally, the fields support legislative record-keeping requirements. A key benefit of using an enterprise content management system to store your records is the freedom and benefits of search. You can search for records by field or by date. You can search by the author of a document. And through the optical character recognition process we discussed earlier, you can do a full text search to find documents by any machine printed word within the document. Very helpful to find orphan transcripts. Search by annotations placed in the document, or search on the status of a document. The system should allow you to export the search results for ad hoc reporting of your findings. To help you manage your retention schedules, consider choosing an enterprise content management system that includes an integrated records management module. In this way, digitized records are automatically assigned their legislated document lifecycle. Document retention can be based upon time, for example, at the end of the semester, an event, such as a course change, or supersede, for example, a revised application or transcript is received. The system must support freezes, also known as legal holds, so that records are not accidentally tampered with while they are supporting an audit or investigation. The system should also provide auditing and reporting on access to the records. And finally, if the system is certified to support the Department of Defense 5015.2 or Victorian Electronic Record Standard, VERS, you can be assured that your system has the core record-keeping features to meet your requirements. A good records management solution will have a robust workflow module available. Using workflow, you can automate repetitive processes, such as student credit transfers and admissions. Automate notifications to alert users that an action needs to be taken as part of a workflow process. For example, email a student automatically to notify them that there are missing documents as part of their application process. You can monitor work tasks and escalate if necessary. Incomplete tasks can be forwarded to a supervisor automatically, for example, if a team member is suddenly not available. Dashboarding of process effectiveness provides management and staff reporting to guide continuous improvement. And integration with other systems, for example, to update the student information system when the admission package is found to be complete. When your records are digitized, it is very beneficial to provide your student information system users, for example, your banner users, one-click access to the records stored in your enterprise content management system. An enterprise content management system that has a tool that provides a codeless integration with common student information systems is easier to administer, is less costly, and does not require reprogramming when new versions of the student information system are released. In one click, a user can see how many records are in the enterprise content management system and display any of these records alongside the student information system data. This type of integration reduces keystrokes and user errors. It can be used to retrieve stored records, fill electronic forms, and store new documents as well, automatically filling the required field data by capturing the data from the student information system screen. Ideally, the same codeless integration should work across platforms, in this case, Ellucian's Colleague. Or any of these systems. So what are the benefits of an enterprise content management system for higher education? Records are organized using classification codes and metadata, resulting in faster search and retrieval. This supports shorter lineups at the start of the semester, better online and mobile experiences, and counseling readiness. Physical storage space is reduced, freeing up real estate and budget for more urgent needs. one copy of each document is stored, and no record is ever lost. So less time is spent searching for information. Multiple staff can access the same records simultaneously, as long as they have appropriate security rights, which supports workflow automation and information mobility, improving process times and ensuring better student experiences.
All right, so we'd like to do another polling question here. This one is, which student information system are you using? Please respond. If your response is other, please feel free to enter what student information system you're using in the chat QA pod. And here are the results, with about 50% using Solution, 15% using Oracle, and 35% using other. We've got a couple of comments in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Andrea is suggesting that they use a very old homegrown system, and Erwin suggesting a Blackboard SIS.
Great, thanks, Matt. Solution evidently very popular out there. I guess I didn't have some of the Genzibar folks on the call from that I met at some of the previous registrars conferences.
Just before we move on, Franz, I just wanted to note that if there are any questions, we are going to have a question and answer period at the end of the presentation. So at any time, please feel free to enter them in the chat QA pod, and we will get those queued up to ask Franz at the end of the presentation.
RICO provides enterprise content management servers to deliver these benefits and many more. We're proud to name many Canadian college and universities as our customers. Additionally, we're experienced in the needs of the K-12 and private school boards as well. We're honored to name over 100 local and regional government agencies as well as our customers. We're proud to have several of our customers be awarded for their innovative implementations of our services, including Algonquin College, the University of Toronto, and Waterloo District School Board. I'd like to share with you just a few success stories. Dalhousie University was able to implement the records management solution for higher education to help them support their physical storage space reduction strategy. The outcomes of that project were that only one copy of the record needed to be maintained, and it gave them the ability to provide secure and simultaneous access to faculty staff. Capilano University recently implemented the Laserfiche Enterprise Content Management System through RICO, saved considerable amounts of time on the scanning process through automation of the capture process, and has successfully integrated their ECM system to Banner using the codeless integration we referred to earlier. At King's College, part of the University of Western Ontario in London, they completed a record scanning and processing project and then moved on to digitize their academic counseling profile form and English language programs forms, among other projects, to digitize their forms processes. And located in Ottawa, Algonquin College of Applied Arts and Technology successfully implemented the Laserfiche system first to manage their student records and capture paper documents, but quickly saw the opportunity to use the workflow benefits to improve their process times, and they were successful in reducing their exemption request time by 83%, and saw their wait times reduced from 4 to 6 weeks to 1 to 2 weeks for 90% of exemption requests. While we've spent our time focused on largely on the student record digitization process, the RICO Records Management Solution for Higher Education spans all aspects of the student experience, from recruitment and admissions to the academic workflow and postgraduate or transfer activities. We also support active students through testing, grading, and online course registration. Yes, David, RICO solutions are being used for other processes than exemption processes. The solution is also being used to capture and manage student records. A little bit about RICO today. RICO has extensive experience helping customers in the Canadian higher education improve efficiencies, better manage document and business processes, and improve the flow of information. We have a dedicated team focused on higher education in Canada and a global commitment across RICO to innovation and growth in higher education. RICO offers a complete solution portfolio, including enterprise content management system software, managed document services, hardware, and backfile scanning services. RICO enjoys a 20-year global partnership with Laserfish, an enterprise content management system provider, of which RICO is a premium partner. RICO provides pre-sales design and demo support, as well as level 2 client support for all our higher education customers. RICO provides Laserfish trained implementation resources, and Laserfish delivers a perfect solution for higher education as it is affordable, predictable, and offers a consistent licensing model. So to summarize the outcomes, some of the outcomes that you can expect to receive from a records management solution for higher education by RICO include efficient information management to automate workflows, including capturing electronic or paper-based documents, extracting and populating data, and routing it to the appropriate departments or reviewers. To drive speed and cost efficiency by minimizing manual steps and human intervention, enhancing processing times without sacrificing the accuracy or security of information. Innovative work styles for students, faculty, and staff. Make the most of existing technology investments, including MFPs, to automate capture and management of information regardless of source. Increase your ability to provide timely, convenient, and appropriate access to student information. Improve efficiency by better integrating and sharing a wide range of student records. And be more connected and effective infrastructure. By building an integration layer to enhance communication and information mobility across your departments. Lay the groundwork for improving communication, transparency, and ultimately the student experience, and facilitate better tracking and auditability of information as it moves through the institution. Our next webinar is the Admissions Process Automation webinar on Tuesday, March the 14th from noon to 1 p.m. And we'll be joining you at the Western Association of Registrars of the Universities and Colleges of Canada Conference in Calgary, June 20th to 22nd. And now we'd like to turn the floor over to answer any questions.
Yes, so please feel free to, we've already got a couple of questions coming in, but please feel free to enter any questions you have for Franz in the chat Q&A pod on the left-hand side of the screen. We'll start with the first one we've got here. What other types of workflows can be managed within the institutions using your solution?
So different processes such as international student enrollment can be automated. Consider what your staff can do in the enrollment process if they had a web-enabled tablet or form right in the enrollment fair for those students. So automating that entire process from enrollment all the way through to admissions is a work process that can be significantly automated. Other workflows include reviewing student records for completeness. Are all the necessary records in the system, and have they all been maintained? RICO has successfully automated tenuring processes to elevate the status of faculty to professor within an institution. And virtually any repetitive business process that you can consider can be automated through the implementation of an enterprise content management system.
Thanks, Franz. We've got another question here from Joe. Presuming that data entered into this system is housed in a cloud, where is the cloud located? Does data remain in Canada or elsewhere?
Yeah, thank you, Joe. So the solution that we're talking about today can be deployed in the cloud, and where we deploy it in the cloud, the data is housed in Canada. The solution can also be deployed on-premise, and so you have the flexibility of both those options for considering your enterprise content management strategy.
Perfect. Next question, what kind of return on investment can we expect by taking on a student records digitization project?
Yeah, good question. The short answer is significant. The longer answer is, in what particular areas are you looking to focus on? Where we have customers that have campuses in very high-cost real estate areas, such as downtown Calgary, downtown Toronto, or Vancouver, then the real estate savings by digitizing student records is not insignificant. Also, the cost of creating new teaching space or new administrative space is considerable. And so by digitizing student records, that space can be recovered and be given another life, another purpose, which can have a significant cost savings. Other cost benefits, of course, by digitizing and moving to an electronic format, less paper needs to be printed, so copy costs, toner costs go down, as well as when information has to be couriered between campuses or moved between campuses, by moving to an electronic business process, those costs also go away. So those are some of the areas where we see cost benefit.
Great. What can digitizing student records do to support enhanced security and increase compliance? Sorry, I'm just going to repeat that. What can digitizing student records do to support enhanced security and increase compliance?
Sure. So in terms of increasing security, people normally think about who has access to information, and that's important. So by moving from a paper record to a digital record, the security of the record is maintained through the integration to your Active Directory or other authentication mechanisms so that only authorized users have access to it. It's a lot easier to provide authorized access to digital information. But security also goes to the risk of loss around information. What if you had a fire? What if there was a flood that destroyed those records? How could you recreate them? By digitizing those records, you protect that information from loss, which is another way that security benefits.
Great, and it looks like that question kind of goes hand in hand with one that Marilyn just asked here. Are you aware of any legal obligations to keep a file in addition to having a digital one?
We're currently not aware of any legal obligations to keep a physical record. That doesn't mean to say that we've done an exhaustive search across all the legislative requirements across the country. So definitely seek legal input as you embark on a project like this, particularly if you are destroying that paper information. However, there is guidance in terms of admissibility of information as evidence, and one of the suggestions is that you really don't want 2 copies of that record. So if you have digitized it and that electronic record now forms part of what is of where you go for seeking information, then it may not be to your benefit to keep another copy in paper, but seek legal advice on that.
Excellent. Another question here from David. You indicated a few Ellucian projects on one of the slides. How about integration with banner document management and Ellucian CRM suite, recruit, advise, and advance?
Yes. So all of the Ellucian product suite are supported through the codeless integration. So that would include, of course, the banner DM system, Ellucian CRM suite, and recruit, advise, and advance. But David, also when you refer to banner document management, the overall service offering fully integrates with existing enterprise content management systems such as banner document management, and our team has the ability to digitize and upload that information to whatever system that you want to lever, including banner.
Perfect. One more question here. In your practice, how has digitizing student records proven to support improved student experience?
Sure. So that's a great question. So I can say that the lines at the start of semesters are decreased as a result of the work that we've done. I can say that student counselors are able to access the student record information in advance digitally and respond to a student's needs while they're in the office. Students that have chosen a specific institution, particularly international students, as their destination, have experienced faster review times of their credits at their existing institutions as a result of the process, and so have more flexibility on choosing which college or university they want to make their home for the next few years.
Great. Well, it looks like that's all the questions for today. To all participants, thank you very much for attending today's webinar on student records digitization best practices. We certainly hope you found it informative. A recording of today's session will be sent to all registrants later this week. But if you do have any follow-up questions for Franz, please feel free to reach out to him directly at the contact details on screen currently. Thanks again, and have a great day, everyone.